interesting conversation. I have this beautiful sister with me. What is your name and your age and where are you from?
My name is Joanne, and I'm from Haiti, and I'm 31 years old.
Born and raised in Haiti?
Yeah.
Okay, how long you been in the States?
I came here since 2001.
So about 20 years, 24 years?
Yeah, around that range.
Oh man, it's been a minute. You're almost American.
Almost.
All right. What is your relationship status?
I'm single.
Single. All right, so I'm gonna ask you some questions about the current state of affairs. I imagine that you have a lot of girlfriends here in Florida.
Yeah, I do. They're the best. Yeah.
So right now we're currently in Orlando. I mean, I live in Miami, so Orlando's obviously a different city, completely different a vibe. What can you tell us about dating in Orlando currently? What's it looking like?
I haven't actually been dating in Orlando. So prior to me getting divorced, most of my time is with school and my son and hanging out with my friends. But once in a blue moon, I would go on a date or so.
How long have you been single?
Almost 3 years.
So you have or haven't noticed much of a difference in the market since prior to your marriage?
I see a little bit of difference because once in a while if I go on a date, I see like a lot of people, they don't really date for like have like a real intention. They're just dating for more like attention, lust, sexual pleasure, but there's nothing really serious. So it's like, what's the end game? That's how I look at it. And right now my focus is like, it's just there's so many options, but there's no real intentions.
All right, so out of your friends, how many would you say that you have? Do you have 4 girlfriends, 5, 10? How many close girlfriends where they're close enough that you kind of know what's their situation?
5.
So you say 5?
Yeah.
All right, we should be able to get a good statistic out of that. So out of the 5, how many are single?
3.
3 out of the 5.
Yeah.
So if we add you to it, that would be 6, and it would be 4 out of the 6 is single.
Right.
All right, so what's going on here? So out of these 6 young ladies, how many of them, besides the 2 that are in a relationship, are seeking a relationship?
Not really. The other girls are just like more career oriented. And they're just more about like, building up their life right now. And I feel like, and they're just enjoying their time. I feel like the more money that you make and you become more secure within yourself, it's like, it's like guys are just becoming an option at this point because of the fact that the dating world is like, it's not the same how it used to be where a guy would court you and have real intentions. Most people are just, it's more like sexual. It's more like, it's not really committed. People are not dating for marriage. They're just dating just to have fun. And I feel like a lot of time it's like we lose that idea of what relationship is. What's the whole point of courting a girl? What's the whole point of dating? Is it for marriage? Like, what's the end game? Or is it just to keep going from another body to another body and just soul trading? So I feel a lot of time with my other girls, like, I feel like deep down they would want that. They just have yet to see it. So because they have yet to see it or really find that guy, in the meantime, they're just, building their finances and just enjoying life.
Man, there's so much to unpack there. And man, as much as I don't want to debate, and there's just so much that's there. There's so many things that were conflicting for me. I know when a female's mind, it's not conflicting, but there's so many things that are conflicting there. And then the language that was used, people aren't dating with intention. I'm not sure if you mean people or you mean men.
I think some people, they're not really dating for like a real intention. Like, what's your intention of dating? Like, what's the purpose? Is the end game marriage? Is it just to have a partner?
Okay, well, let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at it based on the things that you said. Because I'm letting you lay the land. I'm letting you lay the logic. I'm trying a new strategy, a new formula. Since I'm a guy, right?
Right.
And we tend to be a lot more logical and analytical. We're grounded in the reality, in the physical aspect of life in the world.
Right.
And it's rigid. The truth is rigid. Materials are rigid. Gravity. All these things are rigid confines.
Yeah.
women tend to live in this emotional world that's malleable. It literally can be different from minute to minute if their feeling is different from minute to minute. So there's a inconsistency. So I'm trying to visit that place more. Like if that was a location, I'm trying to like get on a flight and go there more often and try to understand that culture.
Okay.
And see how we can maybe sort of kind of bridge a gap here. Because
Right.
women obviously aren't doing this intentional, and whatever the men are doing is not working either, right? Maybe for the individual, but it's not working for. So anyway, let me just point out some of the things that are conflicting. Not as to say they're wrong or whatever, but this is where guys are gonna their heads gonna hit the wall.
Yeah, it's your
right?
perspective.
So you said you mentioned that your friends are career driven. I happen to know that you're career driven, and then they were focusing on that.
Yeah.
Okay, again, I hate to say this, but there's absolutely nothing unique there. There's nothing special. There's nothing. This is the same story, the same pattern. So much so that it's become predictable to a T. How females aren't seeing this pattern, it like really blows my mind. But it's not even like a recent phenomenon. Like this pattern is like 100 years old, and it just means to say that no matter what, it's probably going to pretty much go the same way, and it's pretty much going to end the same way. When I was a kid, I vividly remember arguments between my aunt and my grandfather, my youngest aunt, his youngest daughter. And she was just career driven. My mom had me young. So my aunt had this perspective like, no boys, no men, I don't want a husband, I don't care about that. I'm gonna be independent, I'm not gonna depend on a man, I'm gonna be a professional, I'm gonna be a lawyer, I'm gonna move away, I'm gonna go to this Ivy League school, I'm gonna travel the world, and I'm definitely not gonna have no kids, because kids stop what you're trying to do. And I'm a kid, so I don't have an opinion, but I'm listening closely and intently, and my grandfather, never wrong. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. The truth is, never wrong. He died at 95. You couldn't say the nigga was wrong about anything. Everything he called it. Either he was right in the moment, or he was right a year later, or he was right a decade later. Regardless, he was always right. What he said is always what it ended up being. Regardless of how much space and time you had to think that maybe you were right. And he was constantly telling her, yeah, I want you to go to college. You don't need to go so far away for school. I want you to stay close to home. And she's like, nope, I'm getting a scholarship. I'm going as far as I can go, and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, well, you need to go to college and find a husband. And my aunt thought that was the most ridiculous thing she ever heard. Again, me, kid, non-biased. I don't know shit about shit. I'm just listening. Mm-hmm. Sure enough, as I got older and I got to see people's lives play out and their decisions, how they ended up turning out, I began to understand exactly why that made perfect sense, what he was saying. Also hearing other people break that down in depth. And the best point made is that when a woman is going to college, especially an Ivy League college, the better the college, the better that this mentality works for her.
Right.
And it's never again in life will you be in a place that has such a strong concentration of men that are going to be something in the future, and you actually have more value than them. So if you find another time in life where you're going to be in a room or on a campus or any particular location with that much men that are successful, at that time you will not have more value than them. That's for sure, because they would have already arrived. And the way that the ages work, they're going to have more value on the market than said woman, because they're going to be older guys as opposed to the women being older women. But on a college campus, the women have more value because they're in their prime at that moment. 21, 22, 23, anywhere from 20 to 24, that's a woman's prime. Now, women don't want to admit that. Again, this is ridiculous because what we're talking about is what men see the value in. We're talking about what men want to marry. Women have no problem saying, hey, this is what I'm attracted to and interested in. This is what turns me on. This is the type of guy I'd be interested in having sex with. They have no problem saying that and denying men that don't qualify. Mm-hmm. But if you say, that's fine, and that's how that is, and we understand that as men, we get it. We have to convince the woman to want to sleep with us. Got it, check. There's men that are either getting that done or not getting that done. Either way, they understand it though. They understand the situation. Whether they meet the standards or not, they get it. Mm-hmm. I don't care if the dude is 5'5", ugly, bald, fat, broke. He understands that the woman decides what qualifies him to sleep with her. Somehow the women think that they can determine their value anywhere outside of what the guy wants. You can determine your value to yourself, your friends, your family, whatever. That's fine. Knock yourself out. But as far as what guys want, it's extremely consistent. It's not an opinion thing. This is what guys say overwhelming, every culture, every age, every whatever. They all fucking agree. Early mid-20s, that's the sweet spot for them, right? So if you're sitting in that sweet spot and you're on a college campus, you're around a bunch of guys that are either going to be successful or very successful. Very few of those guys are going to come there, waste that scholarship, waste mommy and daddy's money, waste all those connections, waste being part of a fraternity, part of an alumni, and all this other kind of stuff. Those guys have a pretty good chance that they're going to be in a good place 10, 15 years later. That's the time for her to hook that guy. So that's what my grandfather was trying to say by, you should be looking for a husband in college. Also, what he was trying to let her in on is that, listen, you can go get your education, do all of this. I promise you later on, it's going to be a husband, kids, a family that's going to satisfy you.
Right.
That's going to make you happy. That's going to give you the purpose, whatever. Meanwhile, this is his youngest daughter from his second wife. The man had already seen life. He had already seen people go from being young to teenagers to 20s to 30s, 40s, married, blah, blah. He already saw it. So he's telling her, it's not like there weren't women in his day that were career driven. It's not like he doesn't have examples of how they ended up after all that success and whatever. It doesn't do the same for them that it would do for a man. If he was talking to a son, he would have been like, yes, absolutely, go as far away as you can, get the best education you can get, the most degrees you can get, blah, 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 because he understands that that would be infinite value for a guy. And with that, he would have hella options with women. Whereas with women, we already know that works in the reverse. The more successful they are, is the less options that they're going to have, right? So these are the type of arguments, this argument that I grew up with, seeing it. And my aunt did what she did. She ended up passing the bar, becoming a lawyer, working for one of the biggest law firms in New York, owning property, speaking multiple languages, traveling the world, all this. Today she's not happy. Today she has no children, unmarried. And then my mother, the one that supposedly made the mistake, had the child early. She's happily married, got a big ass house, retired. Her kids are all grown. She has grandchildren. And whether she goes to the hospital, whether she has a party, whatever happens, she's surrounded by her children, their mates, their children, you know what I mean? All the friends, all the surrounded. So she has the family network, whereas my aunt is just a guest at these events. She's never having her own event. She's never with her husband. Her kids are never coming. Her grandkids are never there. And it's taking a toll on her. You see what I'm trying to say? So that's the way that always seems to play out over and over and over again. So just going real quick, and I'm gonna let you give me the feedback, but I'm just telling you where was like the conflict to me. Okay. Is that, because women say things, it's like they're implying something, it's like there's a certain narrative, or there's always like some behind the punchline that they're trying to make. So you were like, oh, the guys aren't people aren't dating with intention. Like, where's it going? What's it doing?
Not all guys. There's some guys that date with intention.
No, but that's not the contingency though. So you're saying that as to say
there are some guys who don't date with intention. They're just basically dating just to date. Like they don't really have. Some guys, they don't really know their purpose. They don't have an end game. No. I agree 100% with that. That's not the point. That's not the point I'm pointing out. The reason why a lot of girls, they go to like career oriented, or sometime like they switch because they were in love with a girl and they got hurt. And to their mindset, it's like, let me build that security and making sure that I'm fine financially and I can take care of myself. That way, if there's any situation, I'm always able to get out of any room that I don't want to be in. But I'm not saying like, like all girls are career oriented. In regards to like my friends, of course they want to make sure they're financially independent, but at the same time they went through an experience that caused them to be able to guard their heart. They want to be loved, they want that, but it's like they're not going to settle. Hold on, let me stop right there. At the same time. That's not the part that's conflicting. Go ahead. The point is when you say that like that, when women say this, because this is how they phrase stuff. They phrase stuff like it's the men. The men don't want to act right. I'm not speaking for all women. This is just from my perspective. In general, this is how they phrase things. Okay, go ahead. Right? Whatever the subject is, they phrase it in a certain way as if they're implying some fact or reality, right? So it's like, as to say that
it's the men who don't want a relationship. It's the men who don't want to commit. Oh, these little boys are afraid of commitment. Meanwhile, this guy has tattoos, same friends from high school, same career for 20 years. His whole life is full of commitment, right? But that's the way that they're pitching it, as to say that the only problem is that the men don't want anything real, the men don't want to act right. But you already laid the terrain by saying that these women are looking to get security for themselves. They're looking to not need X, Y, and Z. They're looking to not depend on X, Y, and Z. They're looking to not have to be stuck in a room that they don't want to be in because of need and blah, blah, blah. And men are becoming a choice, an option at this point. So you have to understand how those two things are fucking conflicting. Because what you're saying is that women view men as objects, as utility, as resources, as basically slave labor. They're human beings. No, they're human doings. It's what the guy does. It's what the guy has. It's what the guy provides, so on and so forth. Now, fine. It is what it is, okay? Men, they look at women as sexual objects and sexuality and so on and so forth until she's a girlfriend or a wife. Then she's not reduced or limited to that anymore. Now she's all the other wonderful things that women are implying that men are not interested in or don't want or whatever. The truth is, and again, I wish this wasn't the truth. It's damn sure in my opinion, because I wish it wasn't true. The reality is, too many men have figured out what you just said. That women are interested in things like security, like resources, like protection, and that's fine, that's cool and all. The problem is that the women aren't portraying a healthy balance. They haven't figured out a way to say, hey, I want to be loved, I want to be, and again, love. Don't play with the vocabulary. What does it really mean? What it really means is I want to be taken care of, I want to be provided for, I want to be treated special. But when they say it like that, it seems like, oh no, I just want all wonderful up and up things that are an even exchange. No, it's not, because you ain't paying my bills. You're not protecting me. You're not providing for me. So it's not an even exchange. But the way you're saying love is as if it's, I give you love, you give me love. No, that's not really what it is. It's you give me things, make me feel secure, take care of me, make sure I don't have to deal with the world. And then I'll give you this emotion that I label as love. So again, that's fine. The problem is when men figure this out, we can't expect too many of them to still be interested in it. When they know that, hey, if I lose my job, she's gone. When they know that, hey, if I didn't make this much money, she wouldn't be here. When they know that, hey, if it doesn't work out, she could leave and take the kids and I'll be screwed. You know what I mean? So it's hard to expect guys to be valuing this relationship thing the way that women are saying it. Meanwhile, clearly they're not, because we see the women picking school first. We see them so-called building their safety first. We see them, you said it yourself, enjoying life. You said it yourself, enjoying life.
I agree. I feel like guys are going to come and go, but you need to make sure at the end of the day that you're financially independent and you take care of yourself. I think that's very important. And I feel like everybody sees love differently, their definition of love. And especially if you are a Christian or you believe in God and you see how it's written, like, you know, what is a man like, you know, he's supposed to provide and love and protect, and like love is patient, love is kind. So everybody has a different perspective. But for me, I always see love as an action, because when you love something, it's like you don't have to tell it what to do. You don't have to tell someone what to do. When they love you, they're naturally going to be able to take care of you and make sure and nurture you. Like a flower, they're going to make sure that you're okay. But I always say at the end of the day, this is my own opinion. I feel like as a woman, you need to make sure that you are financially independent and you can take care of yourself. And then also, I don't agree, like, you know, like to just use men or anything like that. I feel like when a man comes in your life, the same amount of love that you're wanting, like it should be reciprocated. Like it should be a nice balance. But when a man loves you, it's like, it's that comfort, it's amazing. So it's like, for me, if I do in the future do meet a man, because I'm single and I date once in a while, but not really, because I'm still, you know, growing and healing in my own journey. But if I do in the future meet someone, I'm still open to, like, you know, marrying in the future if that happens. I would give that same amount of love that person give back to me. And especially when you're making a decision to get married, is through good and through bad. So if that person loses money, or, you know, that's not the reason to leave that person, because, like, I got you, babe, I'm going to be able to help you. But at the end of the day, I don't think relying on someone, it's like a hit or a miss. So that's why if you are single, relying on someone.
That's what they're asking the men to do, though.
Yeah, it's a hit or a miss, and that's why I'm always gonna be okay. And then everything else that a guy comes to me is just gonna be extra. So that's just my perspective. That's just my perspective. I have to make sure that I'm good.
Prenup.
No, because of my own past relationship and being married and what I went through. That's why a lot of time girls, sometimes they change because of what they went through. What I went through, it taught me that I had to learn to be independent financially, and I had to take care of myself, because the person that I depended on didn't come through for me. So with my past experience, I know for sure that I need to make sure that I'm financially independent. I do have to make my own money. And anything else that whoever is my man gives me, it's just going to be extra. But making sure that I'm secure is very important to me. But I don't think that women should, like,
There's some bumping heads there, though.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I mean, I get it what you're saying, and I agree with you 100%.
Go ahead.
And I'm trying to encourage more guys to be a little bit more realistic and less one-sided, because on one side we'll say women have no idea what life is like for guys. They have no idea what the experience is. That's 100% true.
Yeah, I know this.
First of all, the way women talk to men, it's like, it blows my mind that grown-ass women with so much experience with guys still don't know the first thing about guys. On every dating app, every girl is asking, what are you looking for? What are you looking for? And it's like, the context doesn't even exist. The equivalent of that would me be matching with a woman and asking her, so are you looking for sex? That would be the equivalent. Because she controls sex. You don't have to look for something that you control. She determines if and when she has sex with a guy and who she has sex with. So she doesn't need to go looking for it. Guys are propositioning her. She either wants to sleep with them or not. So she's most certainly not going to be looking for it if she's an attractive woman. So asking an attractive guy, what are you looking for, is the stupidest, most ridiculous question. Because men don't walk around looking for relationships. They control the relationship. Men don't go around looking for a relationship with someone that they haven't met yet. That's what women do. And they do it from they're like 7 years old. They're already having these little tea parties with their friends talking about, when I get married, I'm going to wear a dress like this. And it's going to be at a place like this. And there's going to be 150 people there. And it's going to be like this. And this is what the cake is going to be like. And he's going to be a doctor. And he's going to be tall. And that's what women do. Women are.
I don't agree that all women are like that.
It doesn't have to be all. First of all, not only is it the vast majority, but it is technically all, because of, just pay attention to what it is that I'm saying. Women are interested in relationships conceptually. Men are interested in relationships individually, meaning it is the female that makes a guy say, I want her to be in my life. I want her to be my girlfriend. I want these things with her. I want this type of dynamic with her. I want to marry her. It's her that's making him romanticize the concept of a fucking relationship, the context of it. Whereas the situation is what women are interested in. It's not like women are walking around not thinking about a relationship at all, and then there's just some guy that's just something about him that makes her say, wow, I want that thing. What's it called? Like, the boyfriend-girlfriend thing. I want that with him. So what do? You like live together and stuff? Yeah, like that thing? Oh my God, this guy makes me want that thing. No, women already want stability. They already want a guy that's a protector and a provider. They already want someone that's an earner. They already want to be provided for. What are we talking about? They already want somebody that's going to fix stuff around the house and kill a bug.
Yeah.
Okay, so that thing already exists is my point, and they're trying to put it on a guy. The costume already exists. It's kind of like when Fox or Sony or Marvel or whatever says, "Hey, we want to make a new Spider-Man movie. We want to reboot Spider-Man." They already decided they want to do Spider-Man. They know the costume, they know the story, they know the dynamic. Now they have to find the actor to play this new Spider-Man. That's how women are doing it. Whereas men are like, oh my God, there's something about this person. They're like a superhero. They're creating that individual and that persona within that person. Not I was just walking around looking for a superhero already. And it's like, could you try this on? Let's see if this costume fits you.
Right.
So that's what women are doing. They already have this preconceived shit, and they're trying to fit guys into that. Right?
Well, they should want security. They should want
I'm not
love.
saying they shouldn't want these things. What I'm trying to say
traits.
is that asking men what they're looking for is a ridiculous
I don't
question.
ask guys that,
Because guys aren't walking around just saying, you know what's missing from my life? Somebody else's bills. You know what's missing from my life? Being responsible for a woman. You know what's missing from my life? Dealing with a woman's issues and hearing her nag and complain to me about what more I need to do. That's what's missing from my life. Oh my God, I need to find somebody to fill this void. That's not what
guys
they're
ask
doing.
the girls the same question as well. What are you looking for?
Yes, because the women are looking for something.
Yeah.
When women are on a dating app, it could be a multitude of reasons. It depends on where she is right now in her life as an individual.
She's probably just open for
But
a
I promise what she's looking for is not that individual.
She's looking for the traits.
Exactly. She's looking for a position filled. Right? If a guy's looking for a secretary, he's not looking for Kimberly. He's looking for a secretary. Could Kimberly be that secretary? Whereas a guy looking for a girlfriend is like a guy already doing his thing, and then Kimberly comes in his life and says, "Hey, I could help you with this. I think this would help. Let me do this for you. I was thinking the other day. I had an idea. Ooh, babes, I did this." And he's just like, "God damn, this is making my life better." It's like, what do I do without her, man? I gotta keep her. I gotta lock her down. I need her. She's bringing value to my life.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. Women know they need a man before they meet the guy. Guys don't know they need the girlfriend before they meet the girlfriend. Now, in the event of children, that's a little bit different. If a guy's like, I want children, then he knows, I gotta find somebody to be my wife. I gotta do the whole thing. I gotta be able to bring her home to my parents. But now, okay, that's different. So what I'm saying is women are wasting a lot of time asking stupid questions that they wouldn't have to ask if they just took the time to understand men, which would make sense if you fucking want one. That's the thing that blows my mind is that they want them, but they don't understand them.
I feel like a lot of time women, it's not the fact that they don't, when they get to the point where they're financially and they're in a good space, it's like, it's not a want.
Now it's the add-on you were talking about.
Yeah, it's not a need. It's more of a want.
And that doesn't work.
And that happens sometimes.
When it's
like when you have everything, it's like, and it doesn't become a need, it becomes a want now, because maybe you want to have, you want that, even though you have that financial security, you probably want to have someone to, grow with. You want that affection.
How does that work at a job?
You want cuddles. You want that.
How does that work at a job? When a woman starts her own business, has her own little side business on the side, she got her own little income.
Yeah.
How does she behave now at work?
I don't know. It depends. It differs. Like some women,
What does it depend on?
I don't know. Some women can be independent and they can still be loving to other people. Some women can be, yeah.
What percentage?
I don't have the.
What percentage of women are going to act right in a relationship that they
if
don't
money,
need?
If they make
it's
more
not
money.
It's not about making more money. It's that they don't need.
They don't need. They just want.
Well, what I'm trying to tell you is that
how will they act?
What I'm trying to tell you is that
not every woman's going to be like acting
what I'm
like
trying to
rude
tell you
or
is,
be like disrespectful or anything like that.
More times
I don't agree with that.
More times than not, that doesn't work well. And in fact, that's why we see the relationships dropping. We see the birth rate dropping. We see the marriage rate dropping, and we see the divorce rate increasing. Because women feel from time to time that they don't actually need this man. So what happens is, in their feelings, which constantly fluctuate, and they fluctuate at extremes. Not only do women's emotions fluctuate, they fluctuate at extremes. So what ends up happening is they feel it in whatever moment, you know what, I don't need this shit. I don't need to deal with this guy. I'm tired of this. And somehow they think they can do better, whether it's better being single or better with another guy. Seldom do they actually do better. Whereas when they need this thing, whether it's an employer or a husband, they tend to control their mouth. They tend to control their outbursts. You see what I'm trying to say? They tend not to be like, oh, fuck this, I quit. Or fuck this, I'm getting a divorce. Because they actually need it. And there's a reminder in the back of their head, like, sis, you will be homeless if you leave this man. So, put it this way. I understand that from a woman's perspective, not getting alimony and not getting the house and not being able to get cash prizes on the way out is somehow oppression. It's somehow slavery. It's kidnapping. It's being held hostage if, oh my God, I can't leave my husband because I can't afford to pay my own bills. Therefore, I'm a victim in this scenario. For guys, that's hard to see it that way because it's like, I'm sorry, you living rent free was you being a victim.
But that's actually really sad to be in a relationship where it's like, because of finances is the reason that you stay together or leave. I feel like with me, it's like that emotional intimacy and also like having God in your life and in your marriage is so imperative. So it's like, I would hate to have a marriage, even from my previous experience being married and everything. But I feel like that's so sad, like staying with someone because of finance or staying with someone, with me, it's like I did a really bad decision getting married very young.
Was it?
Yeah, it was a very bad decision.
Are you sure?
It was a very bad
decision.
Hold on,
let's be clear.
Let me continue with
being married young was a bad decision, or marrying that particular guy?
Being married young and also not really seeing the red flags and not really listening to my parents and also that particular person.
Which one was it? The guy or getting married young?
It's just the person.
Let's try this. Which one did your parents have an issue with? You getting married at that age or you marrying this particular guy?
Okay, so the particular guy.
Okay.
But in general, what I'm saying is like, it shouldn't, I would want to be with someone who's like my best friend, like someone that I could communicate with, and also like someone who loves God and, have...
So marry your best friend then.
Yeah,
So marry a chick. Why don't you marry a woman then?
You got jokes.
No, I don't got jokes. I'm trying to understand the vocabulary and the words that are chosen because the relationship between a man and woman has nothing to do with friends, has nothing to do with friendship.
Yeah, but I feel like for any relationship, it should really start with friendship. That's how I see it. It should start with friendship.
I'm not sure if it's safe to use that word though.
No, it should, because you building from that friendship, because you may not always love everything that person do, but I want to genuinely like you. So in my perspective, like I would want someone that is literally my best friend. Someone that I
another word though.
No.
Are you and your sister friends?
No, I feel like that friendship is so important for any marriage, for any relationship.
Are you and your sister friends?
Yeah, me and my sister are good friends.
So you consider your sister your friend, your brother a friend?
Yeah.
Is your dad your friend?
Yeah, those are my friends. But I feel like
it's the same.
I know, but I get what you're trying to say. It's not the same. But I feel like with any relationship, or even if you decide to get married, like friendship is very important. I want to have that emotional intimacy with that person. I want to be able to rely on that person because I have to be your friend, because it's not just like a transactional type of.
So which one is
marriage.
it? Which one is it? You gotta be able to depend on the person, or you need to build your own security first.
At the end of the day, everybody has their own perspective and their own opinion. For me, as a woman, if you are single, I strongly agree that you need to build your own security. And then anything else that God gives to you is always going to be extra, because guys are going to come and go, but you want to make sure that you yourself are good financially.
What makes you think women have the time to build their own security, though? I'm looking at the math.
Sometimes they may not have. There's girls who, date for money, or, people have different perspectives.
Okay, so.
But for me, I'm just saying for myself and anyone else who is single,
right.
You want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Anything else that guy gives to you is always going to be extra. But I strongly agree.
Hold on, it's still confusing. Women are saying that, hey, I need to spend the best years of my life as far as what a man wants. Those years, the years that the man wants the most, I need to spend those years building my own security, my own bag, my own resources, my own safety net, my own insurance, my own whatever, right? But at the same time, this guy needs to out-earn me. So listen, This is the thing. I don't give two shits what women want, what women like, what women need. I don't care.
Everyone's perspective
I'm not
is
arguing
different.
that. I'm arguing.
I wouldn't the same way like you date.
What's being presented? I'm just trying to understand it because
Yeah,
I know
but
guys don't understand
you date on your level.
And I'm smarter than most guys, so I know they're confused with it because
you date on your level. Some people.
No. You're saying that, but that's not what the women are saying. Women are saying.
I'm not speaking. I don't know what all women are saying.
You just said the guy needs to make more. You agree that the guy needs to make as much as her or more.
I say you date on your own caliber. There's people that may not make as much, but they will provide and take care of you.
If boss babes were willing to marry dudes that made less money than them, they'd all be married already. Because there's plenty of guys that make less money than them to pick from. And those guys are sweethearts. Those guys will follow you around like a puppy. They'll never cheat on you, but that's not what women want though. That's the reality of it. So you have to satisfy.
So what you're basically saying is like girls should lower their standards.
No, I'm not. Hold on. I didn't make any. I didn't prescribe anything.
Or you're saying that they shouldn't be like career oriented.
What I'm trying to say is their own logic doesn't make sense.
So what would make sense?
They're literally creating a scenario that is impossible and for themselves, whereas men are doing the complete opposite. Men are figuring out how to get what they want based on the circumstances. They're problem solving. So whether they get up and leave the country, whether they marry a chick half their age, whatever, the point is guys are figuring it the fuck out. They're figuring out. Women are just banging their head against the wall, asking for the same things that don't add up and blaming everyone else that they're not getting it. It doesn't add up what you're asking for. You're saying that you want someone you can rely on, meanwhile you're saying I'm not gonna rely on anyone. You're saying I need someone I can depend on, meanwhile you're saying I refuse to depend on a man. You're saying I need a man I can trust, meanwhile saying I refuse to trust a man. What the fuck?
They have to prove it. If you haven't found the guy to prove it yet, then no.
That's not actually how trust works. And watch, I'll show you. No, I'm gonna show you. Let's say you're a woman trying to tell a guy that he's being paranoid or he's being scared, who hurt you or whatever, because he doesn't want to marry a woman, he doesn't want to have kids with her. And he's saying, I don't trust this situation. I'm not gonna rely on this person. I'm not gonna rely on her not to lie. I'm not gonna rely on her not to divorce me. I'm not gonna rely on her not to take my kids and then lie to them and turn them against me. I'm gonna rely because he doesn't have any power of leverage. The law is gonna be enforcing her will. So he has to rely on her being a good person at all times. That's what he has to rely on. He can't say, oh, I don't have to worry about her doing this because it's not right. I don't have to worry about her doing this because I don't deserve it. No, he has to sit there and cross his fingers and pray to God that she's going to let him see his own children. This is ridiculous. Now, let's say that you're a woman telling me, oh, well, you got to trust. And the guy is saying, okay, well, she has to earn the trust. And the woman is saying, yeah, she has to earn the trust. Okay, explain to me how the fuck she's going to earn my trust as a mother without having my kids first. Make it make sense. What test am I going to put her through to see if she'll divorce me in 5 years without marrying her for 5 years? What test am I going to put her through to make sure she won't take my children without actually having children that she could take? What test? There is no test. Everything
is action. You won't know until you experience it, and words means nothing without action. So I feel like at the end of the day, men, women, you didn't answer my question. How am I going to know whether or not I could trust her without already putting myself in a position? You won't know until you try. You won't know until you try.
You won't know until you're at divorce court. You won't know until you're in family court. You won't know until you're not seeing your kids anymore. You never know anything
if you never try. So if you go out with this person, you're dating, and you decide that you want to, pursue this person, and with their actions, that's how you're going to know through experience. You won't know anything about the person unless you experience it yourself. But it takes time for you to really tell yourself, is this the woman that I want to date?
I would already be in that situation is my point. But by the time I can't
predict the future.
How she reacts in this situation, I'll already be in that situation.
Okay, so with her actions, that will let you know if you need to leave or not even continue to pursue her.
Okay, but you know what it used to be before? It used to be real simple. If we get married, she can't leave. Unless I'm beating her. Unless I'm hurting her. You see what I mean?
Adultery.
That's what it used to be. What it used to be is she can't just leave because of irreconcilable differences or because she's not happy. There was no fault. So if you think the government presented no fault divorce for something good or positive or helpful, that's a ridiculous notion, because there's nothing positive that came from no-fault divorce other than people not even valuing or appreciating the commitment they made to God. That was supposed to be the binding contract, is that, hey, I can't trust her, but God can. That was the whole point, is that, hey, she ain't gonna stay for me, but she'll stay for Jesus. You see what I mean? She'll stay for the law. She'll stay for the marriage contract that she signed. So now we've removed that, knowing how women are going to respond to that. The governments knew that that's the only thing keeping women in this, because they are emotional thinkers that are going to go with their emotions and what's best for them every time. And that's fine, because that's how God designed women. So it's not bashing women, it's just making an observation. Just like we know men like what they like and men behave the way they behave, we can see a pattern. Not all men, got it. Not all women, got it. But the mass majority of them follow a pattern to the point that it's predictable. You're not going to have this conversation with a divorce lawyer and hit him with the not all men, not all women, when he's seeing it every freaking day. Just like cops know in certain neighborhoods that people tend to have certain behaviors, patterns, and characteristics. They're dealing with it every day. Doctors know that certain people that have a certain diet have certain conditions that come along with that diet. So you can sit there and talk about outliners all you want. Professional opinions matter, because these are people that are dealing with this particular demographic of the population more frequently than anyone else. So we can kind of see that there is a more likely outcome for certain situations. So with the women following this career-driven pattern, it seems to have the same consequence. Now, I'm the type of person that I live within the extremes. I live within the exceptions. That's how I operate. So when people tell me I can't do something, I say, please tell me more. Because I'm going to do this thing like I always have that you said I couldn't do. But I do understand the majority of the population couldn't. And I understand that's why these people have this view. But I know that me as an individual, I'm going to find a way to operate outside of the herd. So the question that I'm having is, why do women behave like these things have to be done this way and this way only, especially when that's not getting the desired results? For example, why do they insist on building this career and going to school and doing all these things absent of a boyfriend? I'm so confused as why this can't be done with a boyfriend or with a husband. Like, where's the boyfriend saying you can't go to school, you can't get an education, you can't work on your business, you can't have a career? Like, I'm seriously trying to understand, why do women feel that those two things can't go together? They have to be done separately. And why do they think that they're going to go off and go do that while a guy is literally spending his time and energy building up all of the qualities that women want? He's not doing it for them, but in turn, he's making the sacrifices, putting in the work, delayed gratification to build that. And now it's a woman who wants to come into his life and have him share that with her. It is not the other way around. It's not women going out there making something of themselves, elevating their status, and then saying, okay, what guy am I going to take from rags to riches? What guy am I going to take and elevate his status? What guy am I going to take and start, paying his bills and move him in with me and share my his and her sink with him?
You'd be surprised some girls do that.
Oh, please stop. Again, you're talking to someone that was that guy. I've had multiple women that are way higher status than me offer me the ring. So yeah, you ain't got to tell me it happens, but at the same time, I understand at what minority does that happen. Not only do you have to be that exceptional guy, that's less than 2% of the population, but also she has to be that woman that's less than 5% of the population.
Like a trust fund guy.
For it to happen. And even that is unstable, because chances are that relationship ain't gonna last long, because her feelings are going to change. When she feels like a sugar mama, she's gonna be like, yo, this ain't working for me.
Right.
Which is why I know, as that guy that could potentially be in that scenario, that I have to siphon money out of her to invest so that I could come up, so that I could give her back what I took from her with profit, with interest, so I can subside that feeling.
Yeah,
she doesn't have to feel that way. She has a narrative now. She can tell her friends, girl, I gave him this and he flipped it and he gave me back my money with a profit, girl, and now he paying the bills.
Yeah, but I feel like from previous relationships, girls that get hurt, it makes you guard your heart even more, because you give all in your relationship and then you feel broken. So it's like having that financial security is good.
Which works against women. But continue.
Yeah.
Doesn't help them. It works against them.
I
see how they see it.
I get what you mean.
But it doesn't.
It's just from past experience. They literally don't want to be in a situation where they're broke, or they relied on someone and they got disappointed and everything. But at the end of the day, I feel like you can build yourself financially and have a boyfriend, or date. That's not what I'm not disagreeing.
No,
with that.
why don't women do that? Why don't they do it that route?
Maybe they're broken and they
Because
want to take a break, and they're taking a
sensitive.
break and taking care of themselves. They want to grow themselves emotionally, financially, spiritually.
And you think that they're doing that? You think they're accomplishing that on their own?
Some women are. They're elevating
I
themselves.
don't see the evidence of that. I'm just being honest.
And I think it's important to work on yourself before you put yourself in a serious relationship, because you can't. It's not. I think it's
I just see a bunch of slogans and catchphrases. When women talk about I'm finding myself and I'm working on me,
it's not about finding yourself.
That shit don't never amount to that.
I think
what finds them?
I think it's
Hold
important.
on. You know what helps them find themselves?
To get better before you putting some good. Because
who does all of that?
Who?
A good man is who does all of that.
Yeah, okay, but
these women aren't fixing themselves on their own. I'm just keeping it funky.
You're not. You can't fix yourself on your own. Like for me, I did therapy, and I also do my best to have a good relationship with God.
Yeah.
So I'm not perfect. I'm not gonna say like I'm a good girl or anything like that, but I know that I needed to work emotionally on myself, because whatever I went through, I can't put that on another man.
And most chicks are doing that. That's exactly what they're doing.
And so I had to make sure that before I put myself in a serious relationship, that there were work that I had to do with myself, my bad habits, my insecurities, and things that I had to get fixed with myself. So in the meantime, I know that whenever another man does come into my life, I will have that emotional intelligence where I wouldn't be able to go put any anger or anything, the wrath that I felt for my ex towards him. I'll be more open-minded.
Let me ask you a question. Watch this.
But you have to work on yourself.
Let me ask you two questions, right? First one is, what is a man? Describe what a man is to me. What is your definition of a man?
A definition of a man.
Now, what he is to you, what a man is. What do you think he is? What do you think the man is? Not what the man is in relation to you. Like, what do you think a man is by himself out there being a man? What is a man? I
think a man is, a real definition of a man is someone who is strong, who's loving, who's caring, who's a provider, who protects. And that's what I would say the definition of a man, because that's what from my experience, I was raised mostly by my grandpa, and because I was living in Haiti, and my dad was living in the States, so he raised me since I was 8 years old, and that's what he portrayed to me as a man, because he was very caring, and he made sure that I never felt afraid. I always felt protected by him. He always provided to make sure that, my grandma, we were all taken care of. We had farms, and, we were good financially in Haiti. So from my eyes, that's who I saw him. And he was a man who was a deacon, God-fearing, and he always built that foundation of making sure that, his daughters, his wife was well taken care of. So from my perspective, when I grow up, I always see a man as he's the leader, and that's who my grandpa was. So that's how that would be my definition of a man, based on who raised me, was my grandpa.
Okay, great. So that was a lot of giving. That was a lot of giving. There's a lot of selflessness. That's a lot of contributing to other people. So let's try this.
Go ahead. That's my definition of a.
No. That's fine. That's great.
That would be.
I agree. That's what my grandpa was too. But here's the thing, though. Thing. What does this man get in return for that? And then, if that's what a man is, then what's a woman?
What's a woman? A woman is. She's a female, of course. She's.
Yep. A lot of luxury over there. Go ahead.
Most women are, it depends, I guess. Nurturing. They're very.
Are they?
They can.
Who the fuck are they nurturing?
Yeah, they could be. Women,
Oh, yeah?
women are nurturing.
Let's
They're
see. I want to see how
caring.
this measures up to what the man is. Because
We're goddesses, okay? Period.
no, see, goddesses don't serve. Goddesses are worshipped. And I think that's
Yeah.
the issue, is that the modern woman sees herself differently than how men see women.
Yeah,
and they see men differently than how men see themselves.
I feel like at the end of the day, I understand you're like asking the question, like, what's a man, what's a woman? When it comes to like dating, when a man leads and allow the woman to be in her femininity, where she doesn't have to be strong,
You don't have to allow her to do anything.
she doesn't have to be like
She needs to-
independent,
she
she
needs to-
doesn't have to do all that. She will easily go soft. She will easily submit to
Why isn't
his
she
leadership
already
because
soft?
she trusts him.
If he-
Because of past experiences,
does she
you
make
have
him
to
strong?
guard
Hold
your
on.
you have to guard your house.
Does he
You have
make
to
her
be
strong? Does he make her strong? Does she make him strong?
What do you mean?
Does she make him strong? Did he already come strong?
He should already come strong.
Oh, but the woman doesn't already come soft, feminine,
But women are
forgiving, understanding.
some women are naturally feminine, and I feel like sometimes the reason why
Why are some women naturally feminine? Why aren't all of them naturally feminine?
I'm not sure. I'm not. Everybody has their own perspective and their values and how
You
they
know what it
look
sounds
and
like?
everything.
It sounds like you're saying that women are coming damaged in mass numbers. That's what it sounds like.
Not all women are masculine.
And that's what it looks like. That's what
Yeah.
it looks like on the dating market. It looks like most women
Not all
are
women
already
like
coming
that.
damaged.
No, not all women are like that. Some women
I didn't
are.
say all women. I said most.
Yeah, and some women.
That's what you're
they're,
saying. Hold on.
They're
You-
they're
hold
mas-
on, no.
They,
You
okay,
mentioned
you're not
multiple
allowed to
times.
finish.
No, hold on. You mentioned multiple times that women are behaving the way they are because of past experiences. They were
Yeah,
hurt.
they have that
They were
masculine
disappointed.
energy. Yeah.
Some other guys
So
did
they're
X,
guarding
Y,
their heart.
Z,
It
also
makes sense.
K,
They're a little bit
M,
more
L,
strong.
and Q. And that's why they have to have their own money. That's why they can't rely on the dude and all this other kind of stuff. Okay, so they're coming with issues. They're coming with damage.
Right.
They're coming with this shit already.
Some.
Then when you factor in all these women with their pep talks and their I'm finding myself, I'm working on myself, I'm healing myself, and da 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 da.
You can't heal yourself. Only God can heal you. And
well, I'm not looking at that. I'm not looking at that issue. I'm not looking
and
at the
being with people that.
I'm not looking at the fix it part yet. What
Yeah.
I'm looking at is it seems to be a lot of language describing women that are not coming to the party whole. They're coming to the party already used, already damaged, already hurt, already
And that's
broken,
why they need to
already
work
this,
on themselves so
already
that way they can be whole and be able to be with somebody that's whole as
Do
well.
you hear yourself?
That's why they.
Do you hear this?
That's why you need to work on yourself, because if you are damaged, if you're not good, if you're not mentally stable, you should take care of yourself before getting into a relationship.
Do you hear that sound?
So you don't agree a woman should work on herself before getting into a serious relationship?
Babe,
She should do the
That's
groundwork.
not what I'm debating. What I'm saying is they shouldn't be coming damaged. They should already be coming new out of the box. Now, hold on, watch this.
So somebody goes through trauma and they're not supposed to take the time to get healed?
Hold on, watch this. Because this is like a thing. This is a thing in life for guys. They deal with this in many areas of life, whereas, I'm sorry, women don't. Women aren't sitting here saying, do I buy the new car or do I buy the used car and fix it up myself? Women aren't having that conversation. Women are saying, do I get the new house? You know what I'm saying? The new build? Or do I get this rundown, dilapidated house and fix it up myself with my carpenter skills? They're not having that conversation with the world. Men are having that conversation with the world. And there are times when he opts to just buy it new, and there's times when he says, you know what, I want to fix this up. I want to make it my own. I want to put my heart and soul into it. I can do it. I got the skill set. There's times when they can afford the new house and they still choose to build something from scratch. So that's a man's thing and a man's decision. So when I see women doing all this self-help and I'm gonna fix myself and all this other stuff, I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, but sis, that shit don't never work, number one.
So you're basically saying the men should be the ones
exactly,
helping
and
the
but that's the man's choice. That's a man's choice and decision to say, okay, I see what this chick is dealing with. I see where she's at, and I decided I want her. I know she has this potential. I know that I can bring it out of her, and I'm willing to roll up my sleeves and put it in and get it out. And that's what it used to be in the 80s, the 90s, with the stepdads. I saw it. I saw it. There were guys stepping in, and they were changing women's lives for the better. But back then, people understood the narrative. They understood the pattern. They understood the story. They understood the steps. The family knew it and everything. They're like, oh, girl, you better keep this one because he about to fix all your shit. So you need to shut your mouth, be respectful, be humble, be appreciative, and he gonna discipline those kids. It went without saying. But now you have these women that their behavior,
they want them to do the work themselves.
their behavior is conflicting with their situation. You got women talking about you need to buy me this, you need to do this, you got to make this kind of money, and blah blah blah. Meanwhile, beating their titties, saying, "I'm independent. I could buy my own this. I could buy my own that. I don't need you." It's like what you're saying, what you're living, and what you're doing. None of it is coherent. None of it is matching up. It's all over the place. It's a big soup galage mix of just shit you saying with passion and emotion. None of it fucking match itself. None of it makes sense. Oh, a real man would step up and help me raise these kids. Okay, first of all, a real man wouldn't tolerate a woman even speaking like that, even expressing herself like that. That's number one. Okay? And you are not a man, so you're not about to tell a man what a real man would do. That's ridiculous. Okay? Real men are already real men. They don't need your opinion on what real men do. And men also understand who they look up to and who they admire.
Yeah.
They will go to those men for advice on what a man should do. We don't need no woman to tell us what a man would or should do. The guys that listen to women about what men should do are literally the weakest and most confused men. That's why they're listening to a woman, looking for a woman's validation on what the fuck a man should be doing. It's nonsense. I don't need a woman to tell me what's romantic. I teach women romance. Women don't teach men romance. What experience do women have with romance? They have experience receiving it. So you're telling me someone that gets fed knows how to make that dish? They don't. They get fed that dish. They don't make that dish. The chef makes it.
Right.
Okay? So men make all the shit that women act like they're the arbiters on. They're not, right? But my point is, once we put things back in their place, women can start benefiting from men again. But when they have this conflicting behavior with what they want and need, I don't understand how they expect to get it. How do you expect to get a man to lead you when you don't want to follow and you're talking to him like you're the boss and you're the leader? In order for the man who's leading to be the most beneficial to you, you would have to be the most willing to follow. That's the only way that would work. If the man is supposed to come in and protect you, you want to benefit from that protection, right? Then you would have to be willing to be told what to do and cooperate.
But she has to trust you.
Sis, you're not getting it. I agree with what you're saying. What I'm saying
but not
is,
all guys are leaders.
Just listen to what I'm trying to say. I didn't say all guys.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the point I'm going to make right now. Women say what you just said, and they don't understand how it's not adding up. If you chose the guy, then that part should have already been established.
Okay.
You can't say, "Oh, I don't trust my boyfriend." Then why is he your fucking boyfriend?
Yeah, you shouldn't even be with someone that you don't trust.
You can't say that I'm not going to let him be the man of the house. Then why are you living with him already?
Exactly.
So
okay, I can agree.
So this
with
is this backward shit where women are trying to do two conflicting things at the same time, and it's wondering why they're not getting no results. You can't expect a dude to be masculine and you don't be feminine.
Right.
You can't expect a dude to protect you and you don't do what he says. If right now I'm Secret Service and I get hired to take care of the president, you do realize that I'm able to tell the president where he can and can't go. I'm able to tell the president, hey, you know what I'm saying, you got to wear this suit because this is what your stunt double's wearing.
Right.
And the stunt double's supposed to catch the stray. If you're dressed differently, then they'll be able to identify. So I get to tell him because I'm in charge of protecting him. So that's all I'm saying is that I'm waiting for women to realize that the problem isn't what they're asking for. The problem is their behavior doesn't warrant it. Is all I'm saying. They have to be willing to receive what it is that they're asking for.
And also who they're choosing, the quality of the men that they're choosing.
Well, they don't know how to choose men.
Exactly.
Again, and that's not my opinion. I'm looking at the data.
Right.
Ever since fathers stopped picking their son-in-laws, women have been fucking up
your language.
This process. But right or wrong.
Oh my
because what happens is they have these experiences you're talking about, it changes their behavior, and moving forward it makes it even more difficult for them to pair up. It doesn't make it easier for them. Women act like, oh, I've been through this before. I learned from you didn't learn anything. All you did was learn how to be hard, standoffish, you know what I'm saying, skeptical, wary, paranoid. That's all you learned. You didn't learn, you get what I'm trying to say? You actually learned how to become less feminine, less cooperative, less submissive, less trusting. So why is this guy gonna break his neck trying to prove himself to you when he didn't actually do any of these things to you in the first place? And I'm not saying guys won't, because I have. There's been times where I said, hey, you know what, I get it. There's trauma here or whatever. I have to, be considerate of that. But that's his choice to go above and beyond. You're not entitled to that extra effort. He can easily just replace you with a woman who didn't go through that bullshit, who isn't gonna be putting him through this rigorous, you know what I'm saying, scrutiny because of what her last dude that she chose did. So is it that
you're basically saying women needs to choose better quality of men, and at the same time,
well, I can't say that because they haven't been. That's like me telling a guy that hasn't accomplished anything, hey man, you know what it is? You need to just be more confident. How? He didn't accomplish anything. Where's he getting his confidence from? So if she was bad at choosing in 98, she was bad at choosing in 2005, why the fuck is she good at choosing all of a sudden? She's the last person I would ask. She's horrible at this. Her track record says she don't know how to choose shit. She can't choose a shirt to match a pair of jeans.
So at the end of the day, what is your message to women?
My message to women is they have to implement some logic. And my message to the guys is they have to implement some compassion and some empathy, because I do agree and understand that women are behaving out of past experiences. They're behaving because when I'm talking to a chick, I can tell the type of nigga she used to fuck with by the concerns that she has for me. I'm like, okay, because she has to, hey, oh, you can't do this, or can't do that, or I can't do this because of this. It's like, you don't gotta explain. Like, I'm already 5-6 steps ahead of you, sis. I wasn't thinking that or going that way because I already know this, and this. What type of niggas were you fucking with? You fucking with some niggas that have horrible judgment. You seem to, I'm dog sitting today, so hey, you can't come over because this is these other people's house and I can't let you in. Like, why would you have to explain that to me? What type of niggas were you fucking with before that thought they could come to your client's house? You see what I'm trying to say? Oh, you can't come over because my kids are here and I don't bring them into where my... What? Who was you fucking with before that was trying to come smash you while your kids are in the next room?
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. You could tell women choose poorly. And you're like, well, damn, that don't say much about me, huh? Because you picked me too. So it's like, God damn. Did you win the lotto or is this another bad choice? Am I another bad choice? Anyway, I don't let you go. The point is that I just want guys and girls to figure out how to negotiate, because I think we're at a stalemate right now because negotiation seems to have never been on the table. Every time I see these discussions, nobody seems like they're trying to negotiate. The women are just saying, no, 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 no. And the guys are saying, no, because no, 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 and no, 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 and no, no, no. But there's no negotiating. There's no, well, okay, I tell you what. If this is the case, if you're a single mom, this is the situation right here. This is what we're gonna have to compromise on right here. Oh, you're not 6'2"? Okay, this is what the compromise is gonna be. Okay, you're not making $100,000 a year? Okay, well then we gotta. You see what I'm trying to say? I've never heard a woman say, okay, he's making $80,000 a year, but you know what? I really like him, so okay, this is what we're gonna do, babe. I really need you to get from here to there, and I believe in you. I'm gonna support you. But you gotta promise me that you can. There's no negotiation here. There's no carrot in front of the donkey. You get what I'm trying to say?
I get your perspective.
And there's nobody telling a woman, hey, you know what? You got a beautiful personality. I like you and all this kind of stuff, but you got to lose 30 pounds. Yeah. I need you to prioritize that for me. It's important to me.
It's important to have those open conversations when you're in a relationship, or when, especially if you're getting, if this person
before
that you
the
want,
relationship,
even before the relationship, when you're like, when the man is courting the woman or anything like that, and he has like, he really, I feel like honesty is important. So that's why, not to waste your time or just to continue it at the end of the day. So I feel like those conversations, they need to be told.
Compromise is important. Incentivization is important. This is how businesses work. So for the guy to say that and the woman say, you need to take me as I am. It's like, picture me going to an employer and say, hey, listen, I don't got a degree in that. I don't have experience with that, but you need to take me as I am. Like, what?
I feel like everybody has room to grow.
Okay, that's my point. So why are we not negotiating? Because how many times have we seen a woman reject a guy, turn a guy down, or leave a guy because of his current situation, and then this guy starts thriving without her? Usually he starts succeeding faster now because he doesn't have this dead weight, this negative anchor pulling him down. because she was using her energy to nag him and complain rather than
pouring into him.
then build him up and say, I believe in you. Don't even worry about buying me this and that. Listen, for my birthday this year, let's just do something simple because I'd rather you put your money into your business. She's not. She's saying the opposite. You need to do this. You need
There
to
are
do
women
more.
who's like, who does help and assist and help build with a man. And I feel, and they got treated badly in that past experience. So when they go to the next relationship,
agree.
they're like, you know what? Like I did all this for this guy, and this is what he did for me. I spent, 3 years building a financial business, and then he, committed adultery and did all these crazy things to me.
Okay.
So it's like when you get to the next relationship, you're like, oh, I want somebody that's already built because I spent 3-4 years wasting my time, already done that. So
but that guy doesn't owe you anything though.
Exactly.
So the rules haven't changed is my point. So yeah, you did all of that. Great. Wonderful. Do it again. Do it again. It was a gamble then. It's still a gamble. I can't walk into a casino and say, hey, look, last time I lost $50,000. So this time I don't want to bet as much, but I still want to.
They want the guy built because they don't want to be they don't want to be Robert the Builder.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. But my point is that he doesn't owe you anything, though.
No one owes you anything.
It's the same thing that we were saying about finding the husband in college.
And you want to be with me, then that's it.
After he's built that success without you, he don't owe you jack shit. I think a lot of these women, because another big issue with women is saying that all men cheat and blah, blah, blah. First of all, that's so inaccurate. The men that you choose cheat. Ooh. And they cheat for a combination of reasons that are still going to be consistent. Number one, you're choosing the dudes that are the most attractive and have the most options. That's number one. Number two, there's something about you that isn't better than other women to the point where he can't afford to lose you or upset you. That's the reality of it. A lot of women don't want to look at it for what it is, but the truth of the matter is the difference between a man that cheats and doesn't cheat is not character majority of the time. It usually isn't, especially when you're talking about a guy that's successful, because he didn't get there having shitty character or being lazy or making bad decisions. Usually, overwhelmingly, what it is that he can't afford to lose that woman. That's the reality of it. I figured that out at some point in my life, and I observed it in many, many other men. Hey, I got these 2 chicks flying in, bro. This girl got a friend. What's good? Whoa, no, nigga, no. I'm not doing that. Come on, bro. What's up? No. Nah, I'm like, bro, your girl would never know. Nah. No, I'm not doing that. Get out of here. You're not getting me in trouble, nigga. I'm not taking that. No, I'm not. Because he can't afford to lose his girl. That's what it is. Not that he don't want to bang out this new foreign coochie. It's that he cannot afford to lose his woman. That's the only reason why he's curbing his appetite. And when guys do it, get caught and say, okay, yeah, I'm sorry, whatever. I'll never do it again. And then they do it again. Why are they doing it again? Because one, you are forgiving this man. So he's like, man, listen, it's not, it's not that risky. And then two, okay, worst case scenario, she leaves me. And what? You're replaceable. They don't want to accept that reality. They don't want to keep it real. But I'm telling you right now, from a man's perspective, that's what it is. He can afford to lose you. The men that don't cheat, it's not that they're virtuous. It's not that this is some super special guy who doesn't like other women. It's simply that he understands the value of his woman. He cannot afford to lose that woman. It is not worth it. That's the situation there. So the thing is that if you want a guy to feel like, I trust this woman, I know she's here for me, the only way you can really prove that is either he lied to you and say, I lost my job, I'm bankrupt, I ain't got it right now, and wait and see how long she stays, or you got with him before he crossed the finish line. And that don't even really prove anything, but at least he can tell himself, man, she was with me before the money. When really, she was scheming before the money. She knew you were going to get there, and she knew she was willing to give you a little bit of a push because she wanted to be decked out when she got there.
Yeah.
But I would rather that than what you're talking about, which is the women looking for the finished product. Because that finished product doesn't owe you anything. You're just like any of the other groupies. You're like all the other girls that's clapping for him at the finish line. None of you were there shooting with him in the gym. So you can't, let's be for real here. And also, you got to keep in mind that if a woman is looking for that, she's looking for a guy later on in her life, She has to accept and understand that she's bringing less value. Just like a guy, and I gotta tell young guys this all the time. If you looking for a girlfriend and looking for love and looking for validation and you looking for all of this from women before you've arrived, you have to understand, bro, you're working with less.
I think every man should build that foundation before even getting into a relationship.
No.
I think you should.
No, it's on an individual basis because if you got a good girl, probably the best girl I've ever had in my life. Oh, Jesus Christ, bro! If I'm even saying that, the two best girls that I've ever had in my life.
Oh, now it's two. Okay.
Right,
okay.
The two best women that I ever had in my life were my first and second girlfriend. So it's not like, oh, I just got super lucky or something. No. What it was is that I had them at a time when they hadn't experienced anybody yet. They hadn't gotten their hearts broken yet. They haven't gotten done dirty
like a
yet.
clean slate.
So they were giving me the best of them. Mm-hmm. This is before all the pressures of life came in. Mm-hmm. This is before they even felt like it was them versus a guy or anything like that. So all the shit that they were saying, they meant that because they had security all around them. Mm-hmm. So they're not saying that because, oh my God, I need this guy's security. You see what I'm trying to say? Oh my God, I'm saying this or I feel this way because he's provided for me or he's protected me. No, they liked me and they believed in me and they were willing to make whatever adjustment, compromise, concession or whatever for me to be successful and me to be the most I could be. The thing is back then, I didn't have a plan. Back then, I didn't know what the hell I wanted to be. I didn't have a passion, a goal, a purpose, none of those things.
Yeah.
But they were willing to support 100% anything that I might have had.
And you haven't found that in another.
They were willing to move anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm trying to say is, as you get later on in life, that's going to get a hell of a lot harder to find because she doesn't have that luxury to love a guy purely for him anymore because she got bills that got to get paid. She got responsibilities. She got shit she got to do. So now she has to sit there and weigh it out. It has to be a compromise now. Back then it didn't. Back then it's like I just got to go to school, study, and as soon as I get out of school, it's all about my man. So I thought that it was going to keep getting better. I thought, I got these baddies, I could get me enough. You know, that was my thought process.
Yeah.
So a lot of times when people start off good, it actually fucks them up because they think it's always going to be good or it's always going to get better, not realizing that, no, you just got lucky. You got lucky. You started off with the best that it gets, dog. You should have kept that. But how does he learn that without going through this, and then realizes, oh, shit, damn, I already had it. It's too late now. My first girlfriend, she went and married some other dude. And the nigga went and cheated on her. And I had to tell her, hey, you got to stay with this dude. And everybody else told her, leave this guy. If it wasn't me that told her to stay, she wouldn't have stayed. Because number one, she still trusts me from when we were kids. She knows that I'm the only person that's going to say it real, raw, whatever. It's not about how you feel. I'm just telling you the 100% truth. Mm-hmm. And then also picture me having some skin in the game, whereas to tell her, how would it benefit me telling her to stay with the dude that was trying to take her from me? Mm-hmm. I gave her permission to date that dude, and I'm the one encouraging her to stay with that dude. Because I'm seeing it for what it is, no emotions, nothing in that. I'm looking at it and say, hey, you got X amount of kids together. Mm-hmm. You got 3 children together. So it's 5 of you in this equation. If you leave this man, you just ruin 4 people's lives. If you stay with him, you're going to be pissed at a motherfucker. But for how long? So she said, all right, I'm going to stay with him, but we're not sleeping in the same bed and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to stick it out. And eventually she, forgave him gradually as time went on. It took a long time. But what I'm saying is that standby shit, she gave that man 3 children. I know her sexual history previously. It was only one dude she dated before. It was only one dude she dated before me. He took her virginity. And then I was her second boyfriend. He was her third. So my point is, where do men find that now? They don't. They got to leave the country. They got to do something extreme to find a girl that's going to come to them pure like that, undamaged, without the trauma and whatnot. And that's what makes wives. That's the best deal for a wife. It's not the only one. It's the best one.
The ones that are not damaged?
Right, but so what I'm trying to say is if a woman is coming with any type of history or any type of baggage or whatever, she has to understand that she's in a different position, a different category. She gotta work with this man. because the love is going to overcome it. But the point is that that's his decision. It's not her entitlement. The majority of Western women are speaking from a position of entitlement, and that's why they're not getting what they want. Because the only men that are going to entertain that tone are the less attractive men that other women don't even want anyway. The guys that have the options are the guys that have the options. Like, what are we doing here? You can't name this guy that's looking great on paper. He looking great on Instagram. He looking great at the family reunion. He looking great at the business retreat. This guy can't look good in every scenario, and then you're behaving as if you're entitled to something. If you're fortunate enough for this man to catch feelings, you gotta play your cards correctly. You can't be talking with all that bass in your voice. You can't be talking about what you don't need and what he better do. You can't be talking like that. So a lot of these women don't realize that they talk themselves out of good men before the man even made contact with them. There's dudes that are like, oh snap, oh she got an Instagram.
When a man loves you properly, you naturally go soft. So I feel like to each their own.
I'm talking about, this is what the women are projecting before. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm painting the scenario because I'm a guy, I'm a man, so I'm trying to tell you a lot of women lose the game before the game even started, and they don't realize it. When the dude is like checking out their profile, he's looking at their stuff, he's like, all right, let me take a look at this story. And then he sees the shit that she posted, he's like, really? You know what I'm saying? Oh, let me check out this reel. Oh, that's what you want to repost? So you subscribe to that? Interesting. Let me look at your family. Oh, mother not married. Oh, is your auntie? Okay. Auntie 50-something not married. Okay, but auntie has kids. Auntie has kids, but auntie ain't married. Okay. Oh, it's your friends? Okay. Let me zoom in on their hands. No wedding ring. Okay. A wedding ring. Okay, this one's hand is covered, but I don't think she's married. So he's like, Doesn't associate with women that are wives. Post content that's volatile to men. Well, she got a nice ass though. Keep it moving. So he's either reducing her to just sex, or he's like, I don't even got time for this shit.
Right.
And she does not know. He didn't write her a memo. He didn't say, hey sis, this is the thing. I ain't fucking with you, but I just wanted to let you know why. Maybe you could clean this up. You know what I'm saying, for the next one. No, okay. So she has no idea that she's presenting herself in a way that's repelling to the very same men that she says she will not settle for less than. And dudes like me over here eating popcorn, cracking up, because it's like, this is theater. This is comedy gold here. You're over here describing a dude that would have the highest standards. The highest standards. This is the dude that you're describing. You got the nerve to be this reckless with how you present yourself. Then you read some of the dating profiles, and it's like, I'm a 34-year-old mother of 3. I don't have any time for games. I'm dating with intention and looking for something real. Little boys, please swipe left. If you live with your moms, no, I do not want to be your third wheel. It's like, what the fuck?
So what is your ending message?
What guys?
What's your ending
My
message?
point is that women gotta start paying attention to the details. This is their life. This is their future.
Okay.
And they don't have the reset button and the try over, and they don't got that.
Okay.
We got that. Men got that. Men can fuck their whole lives up and turn it all around. Men can go to prison for 20 years, come out and become a millionaire.
Okay.
They can. They can always repackage and remarket themselves, rebrand themselves.
And you don't think women can?
Women, I don't think they can. I know they can't. It's not my decision, and
Women
it's not their decision.
Women can't rebrand themselves?
Not to men. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
If you think Kim Kardashian is organically dating high-value men, that's a joke. She's paired up with certain people in showbiz because that's the narrative they want to present.
Kardashian, but
but
I get what you
But guys aren't actually. It's amazing to me that women will follow that woman, and there's no men interested in anything Kim Kardashian got going on. But yet women follow her as if she's gonna get you married.
So you think only men can rebrand themselves, but women can't rebrand themselves?
Well, okay. First of all, it depends on what you mean in particular about rebranding. Rebranding to who, and rebranding from what? So, are women gonna rebrand themselves from like history? From
because I feel like in the day you can always elevate yourself as a woman. You can always
Yeah,
elevate yourself.
right. As a
and
woman,
grow.
as a woman, but elevate yourself into girlfriend or wife position. It never has been or will be your decision. That's not up to you. Just like getting laid is not up to a guy. Well, it's up to him in the sense of him doing what's required to get laid. But a woman can still always say, nah, I'm not feeling it. I don't want to do it.
I guess we can agree to disagree. I feel like a woman can always rebrand and elevate herself. She always have time for growth.
Yes, as a woman,
Yeah.
but not as a girlfriend or a wife, because she doesn't make that decision. A woman can never say, "Hey, I'm your girlfriend now." It's him that has to say, "I want."
Yeah,
I
and
want
if
you
she
to be my
elevate
girlfriend."
herself and she is date the type of man that she eventually, then yeah, she can. I agree that she can elevate
Does
herself.
she own a time machine? Because if
I feel like you
what the
always
guy
have
wants,
time for growth. You can always change. You always have a new chapter. You can always get better, and you can always make better decisions
What
when
if
it comes
what he
to
wants is in the past, though?
quality of guys.
if what he wants is in the past,
you'll find the love of your life. If you, I agree, you will.
if what he wants is in her past,
Mm-hmm.
how could she ever fix something, rebrand something, or grow? What is it that women want from a man that could potentially be in his past? Nothing. There's nothing they want from a guy that could have been in his
That's why I
past.
say at the end of the day, like I know you said men can rebrand themselves and everything. I feel the same way. Women can do that as well, and they can pick, better quality of guys. They can work on themselves. So that's just my perspective at the end of the day.
They can pick from who is propositioning them, though. So a woman can pass up on a guy, right? Let's say a woman, there's a good guy, he's a nice guy, he's a loving guy or whatever, right? And she passes up on this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then later she decides, after the fuck boy and the bad boys, oh my God, he was a good guy, I want that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if that guy's no longer interested in her, she can't pick that better guy anymore. She can still only pick from who's interested, which now might be a lower quality of guy than previously. So that's why picking better for women, even with experience, is just as difficult, if not more difficult, because your options don't fucking remain the same. They decline, they decrease. Whereas men, it's the opposite. The better we do, the older we get, the more mature, the wiser, our options actually expand and improve.
Okay, well.
All right. Well, you tell them what I said, and hopefully
We can agree to disagree with a lot of things, but I respect you because as a man, you know how a man is, and as a woman, I know how I am. And
have a woman prove me wrong. That's what I'm saying. Have a woman somehow
100,
rebrand herself.
100 woman versus you.
Man, I wouldn't even do it. I would give up.
You would give up?
I'd give up.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the fun discussion, and
I hope we learned something today. I don't think we did, but we'll try.
We'll try another time. We'll see.